Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Algebra 2 with Mr. Heeren. This is your walkthrough of the syllabus, so I don't have to stand up in front and talk for a long time on the first day of school. So let's take a look. So Mr. Heeren, Algebra 2, hopefully you're in Algebra 2A, and then we're off and running. So take a look here. Room 3210, email, Twitter, phone number directly into the line if you need to leave a message, or email me or follow me on Twitter because I do put important information out there on what is due, what quizzes and tests are coming up, and things like that. Expectations, pretty straightforward, pretty simple. You're here to get educated. You're here for learning. Basically, that's kind of where your focus needs to be. If your focus is elsewhere, you need to adjust that. Please bring your iPad, 3-ring binder, calculator, pencil, headphones, positive attitude. Do not have your cell phones out. Please, you got other stuff to do. You got other stuff you should be working on rather than playing on your Twitter, Snapchat, Insta, whatever. So please put that away and get focused on your work. Now, grades, everything's 75, 10, 15. Most of your grade is going to be built quizzes and test scores, 10% from assignment, 15% from basically your final. So assessments and quizzes, everything has got to be 70% or better. You need to get 70% or better to go on. Basically, if you get 70% but you want to do better, you need to do a retake, but you do not get corrections like you did in geometry. Basically, if you get, say 72%, and yeah, technically it's passing, but you don't like it, you want a better score, well, you have to do your corrections, and then you get a retake, and the retake is a full swap. So if you get 94% on the retake, 72% goes out, 94% goes in the grade book. But the corrections have to get done. You can't just look at it and then say, I want to do a retake without doing something to show me that you got better at the math before you do the retake. Once you're on to the next unit, you do not get to go back. So if you got a 75% and you thought that was fine, but then later on you decide, oh, I want to go back and retake it. Nope, you had your chance and you decided not to. So quiz and tests, you get a graphing calculator. No iPad or phone is a calculator. You need to get an 84. This is Algebra 2. This is why we keep telling you guys to bring TI-83s and TI-84s into class. So you need to have that for that. For cheating, so using a cell phone, headphones, iPad, you're going to get a 0, no credit, okay? If you want to take a retake, that's allowed, but the highest possible score is going to be 80%. So basically, if you're caught cheating, it's a 0. I inform your parents, I inform administration. If you would like to take a retake, that's fine, but the highest you can get is 80%. Assignments, due pretty much every day. I want you to, they're worth 5 points based on making sure that you are correct in everything and know what you're doing. All assignments must be done before you can take the test. And then assignments can be done on the iPad, or you can do it in Class Kick, or you can do it on a packet. It's entirely up to you. I like Class Kick because I think it's kind of nice to be able to do it, and then once you're done, it's in there, and you don't have to worry about losing it. So, comprehensive final. Everybody has got to take the final on the final date, no matter where you were. No matter where you are in the class. If you're not done, you'll take an incomplete, and then you can finish it next trimester. You can absolutely take it early. If you can take the final early, once you have everything else done, you're good. Okay, but everybody's taking the final on the final date unless you've taken it early. Incompletes, we'll talk about incompletes when we get there. So, what are you expected to do? What am I expected to do? What are your parents expected to do? So take a moment, hit pause, and look through those. See if you have any questions. Lesson videos are going to be on YouTube. They're actually going to be on Play Pause It. But don't worry about it. Go in through Schoology. It'll just make life easier. So, the video will be linked in. Some are 20 to 30, most are shorter than that. I will kind of walk through a couple things every day of whatever's assigned that day, so kind of the high points, and just to make sure that things are clear while you guys work. So, flex learning time, if you're ahead of the pace and you are good to go and you're making good use of class time and I feel like I can trust you, you will be able to work elsewhere as long as you're keeping up with work. So if you're ahead of the game after Unit 1, then you may go. So if you fall behind, what happens to the opposite? Well, then you need to start making academic support a priority. I'll throw you in Saturday school, and you can come in on the flex learning days. That is fine too. So incompletes, we talked a little bit about it before. Basically, if you have an incomplete at the end of the trimester, you take it into second trimester, and then you've got about 3 to 4 weeks to finish. So basically, if you're working and trying to finish it, that's fine. You can finish it. Otherwise, if you don't finish it by then it turns into an F, and you have to retake the course, which is not the most ideal situation. All right. So what to do if you're absent? Basically, check Schoology. You can still keep up with work. It's still out there for you, even if you're gone. If you need help, start talking to neighbors, friends, rewatch the lesson video, check Schoology, take a look around, see what you can do before coming to ask me for help, seeing if you can seek out the information yourself. Graphing calculator, you absolutely need one. You need a TI-84. It doesn't have to be a plus or a plus silver edition. If you want to do that, fine, knock yourself out, or if you already got that, that's cool. TI-84 is probably the most popular one used in Algebra 2 and beyond, so it's just kind of nice to have that. All right, so again, it's used on the MCA, the ACT. 84 is kind of what I'm going to be showing everything on, so it's probably just the best use to have that. Appropriate use of iPads, you've probably heard that or seen that basically. If you're using it, abusing it for the wrong reasons, then we can put restrictions on it, or we can make sure that you don't have access to all the fun things you think you should. Check out the grading scale. Kids at the end of every trimester without fail will ask me, Mr. Heeren, I have an 89.6. Can that round me up to an A-? Well, take a look. 89.6 falls in that category. That's a B+. So that's where you sit. So just be aware of that's kind of the grading scale. Contacting me after school can be an issue. It's going to be kind of more by appointment. So you have to come and tell me that you need to see me after school, because I coach football, so after school I'm not always around. So kind of be aware of that. Before school, during academic support, you got to adjust your time to make sure that that's happening. Couple of bits about me that you can look at when you're really, really bored. That's out on there. So please take a look at this. No, don't contact Ms. Meyer. Contact me. So student name, student signature, parent name, parent signature, and do this in Schoology and Dropbox it to me there by Friday. All right. If there are any questions, please let me know.